This episode of Cooking with Grandpa, we're going to be making shish kebabs. I'm going to take a few minutes and talk about a honing rod, which is this. Lots of people have seen it. There seems to be some misunderstanding as to what it's for. It's not for sharpening a knife, it's for honing a knife back to sharp. And you pretty much just do this on either side. It's kind of like stropping. Now, the way that this works, when you're cutting with a knife, a good knife, well, any knife that's sharp, when you've sharpened that edge, the edge is actually serrated, and it's kind of like your fingers being together. They're close, they're microscopic, but they're serrated. And as you cut through stuff, those serrations begin to fray out. Now some of them will break off, but for the most part they just fray out. That's what makes it feel dull. So when you hone it, when you hit that rod, it straightens that serration out, and then you hit the other side and it straightens that serration out, and it brings it back to being sharp. All of this is microscopic. However, it will put another edge on the knife and let you go a little bit longer with it. It's used a lot in butchering, because as you cut through meat and bone, you dull your knife, and you can simply run it across a honing rod a couple of times, bring it back to sharp, and go right back to butchering. So, I've got one out here. I use it from time to time. I needed to do it on that knife anyway, and I thought I would just explain what those are and what they're for. Thank you. Now, shish kebabs are great to take camping. They're also great to take backpacking, because you can pack them up and set them in the pack, and when you get there, you start your fire and you put your shish kebabs on. They're easy to do over an open fire. Put a couple of logs on either side, or a couple of rocks to set your skewers on, and you can cook it right there over the fire. Now, in this instance, I'm going to be using metal skewers that I picked up at a, where did I get those? I got them at a little Arabic market. They were like $1.50 for a dozen, so they weren't overly expensive. So to get this started, I bought a relatively good cut of steak. I suggest that you use a good meat when you're doing shish kebabs and you don't use cheap meat. This is a New York strip steak that's USDA choice. So we're going to start by cutting it into strips. Looks like I'm going to get 3 out of it. We're going to straighten these up. And I'm going to cut these into cubes that are about 1 inch square. Alright. I'm going to need something to set these on for now. So I'll grab me a plate. Set that back out of the way. We're going to go ahead and set the meat up on the plate. We'll be setting several things up on the plate. Ooh, missed one. Got the meat ready. I brought a red onion. Now, I like red onions because they tend to be sweet, especially when grilled. We're going to cut the top and bottom off of it and skin it. Take these trimmings, put them in the bag here, get them out of the way. Now, we are going to quarter this onion, because we need some good big chunks. Alright, we'll set that over on the plate. I brought a couple of green peppers, because you know green peppers go with a lot of stuff. We will take the top off of them. twist, break the seeds out. We're going to quarter this, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut each piece in half. We'll set that up on the plate. So again, with the green pepper, all I did was go in around the top, twist the top, and lift it out. A few seeds broke loose in this one. There we go. Now, we go ahead and quarter it and cut each piece in half. So, I also brought some cherry tomatoes. There we go. So we put those to the side, grab one of our skewers, take a piece of onion. It really doesn't matter how much you get, just a little will do. Go ahead and put that on the skewer. We can put a piece of meat on the skewer. Tomato, pepper, and basically you're just throwing the vegetables on. It doesn't matter. It's not really important, the order, just that you get them on there. You'll note not as much meat as there is vegetables on here. And that's pretty standard when you do a shish kebab, to have less meat than there is vegetables, which is a healthy way to eat. Alright. Keep dropping them. And there's that one. So there's one shish kebab down. Now you'll note I'm not going all the way down to the handle on these. And that's partly because I'm going to put these on the grill. I want the handles to hang off the grill so that I don't burn them. There we go. Now, I know some people will marinate the meat. You can, especially for lower cost cuts of meat. If you're going to marinate them, I suggest that you take something like turmeric and some paprika, some garlic, maybe a little chili powder, something like that, and put it in yogurt, and then marinate them in yogurt. It'll actually improve the flavor and tenderize the meat, because yogurt will actually tenderize the meat if the meat sits in it for a while. I've done that on several occasions. And these shish kebabs need to go over direct heat. So we're going to put those on the grill right over the coals. And we're going to bring the lid down. You'll notice all the handles for the skewers are outside of the grill. We're going to let those go and then we'll turn them over in a couple of minutes. When you're doing shish kebabs, you want to rotate them especially over a high heat like this. Close that back down. These shish kebabs are just about done. They've been on there, oh, pretty close to 7-8 minutes. It really doesn't take long because you've cut all of the vegetables into small pieces. Let's see. Oh yeah. Those are really looking done. I think I'm going to pull these off of the grill and set them over here on a plate. Shish kebabs are traditionally served on a flatbread. I've actually got fluffy tortillas here because I found that they work great for this. So you just lay the skewer onto the tortilla, grab the contents, and pull. You get about half a skewer to a tortilla, and it's ready to go. Oh yeah. Those grilled vegetables, grilled tomatoes are really good.